Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're going to cut right through the chaos of AI study tools. With a new one popping up what feels like every single week, it is so easy to get overwhelmed. But don't worry, we're here to fix that.
So have you ever looked at the sheer number of tools out there? You've got ChatGPT, Gemini, Notion AI, and dozens more. And it just feels totally overwhelming, right? Well, if you're not in your head, trust me, you are not alone. There's a much simpler way to think about this.
So, let's think of this explainer as your life raft. I'm going to give you a super simple framework to slice through all that hype, ignore the noise, and actually pick the AI tools that are going to work for you and your specific needs.
Okay, so let's dive in. The biggest, most important mental shift you need to make is to stop asking which AI tool is the best. That's the wrong question. The better question, the one that's going to get you real results, is this. What is my biggest study bottleneck right now?
Okay, so here it is, a really simple three-step framework to guide you. And it all starts with number 1. Pinpoint your problem. Instead of looking for one magic tool to do everything, just identify that one single task that always slows you down.
And this is a great way to think about it, right? Your major completely changes your needs. For a humanities student, that bottleneck might be, I don't know, staring at a blank page trying to outline a 10-page essay. But for a STEM student, it could be spending hours debugging just one chunk of code. Your bottleneck is unique.
All right, step 2, prioritize integration. Look, the best AI tool in the world is useless if you never actually open it. And let's be real, you're way more likely to use something that fits right into how you already work. Constantly switching between apps is a total focus killer. So a tool that works inside Google Docs or as a browser extension, that's a huge win.
And this brings me to a really important point. You absolutely do not need a dozen different tools. Our research shows that for most students, I mean almost all of you, a core set of just 3 or 4 AIs will cover pretty much everything you need.
So think of this as your starter pack, right? Your essential toolkit. You've got your all-around brainstormer in ChatGPT, your focused researcher in NotebookLM, your editor with Grammarly, and your organizer with Notion AI. It's basically your AI Swiss Army knife. Okay, let's put this into practice. Let's say your biggest bottleneck is research. You've got 5 super dense academic papers and a textbook chapter to get through before an exam on Friday. That feeling? Yeah? It's overwhelming.
This is exactly the kind of problem a specialized tool like NotebookLM was built for. And that phrase right there is the magic ingredient. Works only from sources you provide. You upload your own PDFs and lecture notes, and poof, it becomes an expert just on your class material.
And that is a game changer. Here's why. Because it's only using your documents. The risk of hallucinations, when the AI just makes stuff up, it plummets. It can instantly give you an accurate summary, pull out key arguments, and even create a study guide based entirely on the stuff you gave it.
Okay, let's talk about something every student cares about, money. So what's the deal with free versus paid plans? When should you actually spend?
Well, here's the great news. For most of these AI tools, the free versions are shockingly good. They're absolutely perfect for those everyday tasks, like brainstorming an idea, summarizing a short article, or doing some light editing. You can get so much done without ever paying a dime.
So when does it actually make sense to pay? Here's my rule of thumb for you. Only upgrade when you are constantly, and I mean constantly, hitting the limits of a free plan on a task that is critical for your grades. If you're a CS major coding every day, or a grad student writing a massive thesis, yeah, a paid plan might be worth it.
And paid doesn't have to mean expensive either. I mean, just to put it in perspective, a super powerful tool like Quillbot Premium, which gives you unlimited paraphrasing, it costs just over $4 a month. That's literally less than one fancy coffee.
All right, so we've talked about the framework, the tools, even the cost. So what's the big picture here? What's the main takeaway and how you should think about AI in your education?
I love this quote from our source material because it just nails it. Think of AI as your co-pilot. It's fantastic at handling navigation, checking the systems, but you, the pilot, you still have to know how to fly the plane. It's an assistant, a powerful one for sure, but it is not an autopilot for your brain.
At the end of the day, the real goal here is to let AI handle the grunt work, right? The formatting, the summarizing, that scary first draft. That way, you can save your brain power for the stuff that actually matters. Thinking critically, understanding the hard concepts, and actually, learning.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Go back to that very first step we talked about. Find your single biggest bottleneck. And once you've got it, ask yourself this question. What's the one task you'll hand over to your AI copilot this week? Thanks for tuning in to The Explainer.